Yes. Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the August 8th, 2024 meeting of the Lower Downtown Design Review Commission. We'll call this meeting to order. We'll get started with some introductions of the commission. I'll start to my left. Nick?
Nick Allen, developer.
Andy Duncan-Imke, preservation architect and co-chair.
I am Heather Vasquez Johnson, practicing architect and chair.
Fred Glick, property owner.
Amy Sandmore, preservation architect.
John McIntyre at large.
Jim Gravener, resident.
Great.
And I'm Brittany Bryant, Denver Landmark Preservation staff.
Thanks. At the start of the meeting today, I'll remind the commissioners to please speak up to make sure that we're getting picked up on the audio recording and for folks who are here in person. For anybody who is joining us virtually, up on the screen will be some audio tips for joining. So better sound quality, please download Zoom, click on your audio settings, try to add a background noise suppression and test your speaker and microphone. If you are a presenter or public commenter when it's your turn to speak, please to mute or unmute, click on the microphone icon at the bottom of your screen. You can select your speaker and microphone devices and test those. And if you're still having audio challenges, we recommend that you switch to phone for audio. Starting off this morning, we have a meeting record to approve from July 11th, 2024 meeting. Do any commissioners have any edits or modifications to that meeting record? I'm seeing a lot of no's, so we can accept the meeting record as is. And we will move into our agenda for today. So we have one item on the consent agenda. I will announce what that item is. See if any of the commissioners have any reason to pull that item from consent agenda and put onto regular design review. If anybody has any conflicts of interest, or they will announce that and then we'll make a motion and vote. So with the one item this morning is item number 2024-COA-425 at 1815 Wazee Street, Dairy Block, for a neon projecting sign. Is there anyone on the commission who wishes to pull that off consent and put it onto design review? I'm not seeing anything. If that's the case, would someone care to make a motion?
So moved.
Okay, Jim, do we have a second?
Sure, I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. If you are here in person or joining virtually for the consent agenda item, congratulations, that's passed. And we will move into design review. Yes, if you're here in person for consent agenda, you can also leave. Next item, we have one design review project today. The process is a little bit different. I will announce that agenda item. If there are any commission members with a conflict of interest, they will let us know and they will leave the room. At that time, staff will introduce the application and make their recommendation. Commissioners are able to question staff on the application. After that, applicant has 10 minutes to make their own presentation, and commissioners may question the applicant after that time. We will open it up for public comment, follow up with staff clarifications, and then we will enter deliberations and take a motion and vote. So our design review project today is item number 2024-COA-478, 1863 Wazee Street, Unit 6G.
Good morning, everyone. Amy Amadon presenting on behalf of Landmark staff. For 1863 Wazee Street, Unit G, the discussion here is some rooftop deck improvements. So I borrowed a couple of images from Zillow for educational purposes here, showing you an overview of the building. This is the intersection of 19th and Wazee. And I've shown an arrow at the approximate location of the unit that will benefit from this rooftop deck. The applicants own a 6th floor condo that has a limited common element on the rooftop that's designated for their use as private outdoor space. And currently they have no direct access to it, which is what they're trying to achieve. We did give a staff approval in 2021 as an administrative approval to allow a stair to the deck with a sliding skylight. So it was flush to the roof and had no real visual impact. There was a railing and a pergola also approved by staff at that time. The applicant has since changed their proposal to desire a stair that more fully accesses the roof at full height with a bulkhead protecting it. If you could go to the next slide. This image shows a better view of everything that's up on the roof now, which includes a deck space to be shared by residents of the building, elevator overruns, mechanical equipment and other things like that. And I put an arrow to the approximate location of the space that we're talking about. Next slide, please. So here's on the left, a floor plan of the unit. And you can see the stair being added, and its location is driven in part by a kitchen island. The image on the right is the roof plan showing that staircase reaching the roof. The setback from 19th Street is 12 feet 9 inches. There's a guideline that says that the setback should be 15 feet, so they're not quite there. But again, the interior layout of the condominium is driving that location, and the more that they move the bulkhead inboard, the more it bisects the usability of their outdoor space. So there's a couple of reasons they've designed it the way they have. Next image, please. Elevations here from 19th Street and the alley. You can see that the bulkhead is designed to run with the stair. So it's as limited in height and form as possible. It reaches a maximum height of 6'6", which again mitigates staff's concern that they're not meeting that full 15-foot setback that's suggested in the guidelines. As you look from the alley, it's only as wide, of course, as required for the stair function. There are a couple of other elements that are part of the project. There's going to be composite decking set on the roof surface just to create a usable space for them. A 3'6" tall railing will surround 3 sides of the outdoor space. You can see in the alley elevation, there's a screen wall to give some privacy to the unit. It's on the sort of inboard southwestern side of the space. It is to be clad in cedar, and it has a full light door that would allow the users to walk onto the rest of the roof surface. Next slide, please. The bulkhead is to have a standing seam metal roof and either metal siding or composite siding to be determined. The only fenestration, which you see in this south elevation, faces inboard on the deck, so it won't have a glow that will affect or be visible to other people on the street or adjacent properties. There's no outdoor lighting indicated on the plan that may be required by code, and if so, we'll need to see that light fixture and it will have to be downward oriented to meet lighting code. Next slide, please. We are recommending approval as designed with one condition because there's some discussion happening still about the exact material selection. We want to make sure that everything has a matte finish. And that's it.
Great. Thank you, Amy. Do any commissioners have any questions for staff this morning?
I have a question. When we speak about a matte finish, does that include, would a galvanized metal be matte? And does that also apply to the standing seam roof?
The way it's worded in the condition is a matte, non-reflective finish. I don't think staff would perceive a galvanized finish as meeting that criteria. And if you think we need to add some more clarification, we can. I don't think that's even being contemplated. There is a painted metal standing seam material indicated in the packet. I believe that's the direction that they're going. They haven't said anything to suggest they have other ideas for the materiality.
Thanks.
Any further questions for staff? Okay, not seeing any. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. And we do have the applicants here and their designer, I believe, is on the Zoom call, Kyle.
Wonderful. So open it up to the applicant presentation. As soon as we get it started here, if you could just begin with your name and address for the record, please. And then Kyle Taylor's moving you to a panelist, so you'll be able to speak shortly. Ready? Okay, the floor is yours.
Good morning, I'm Chrissy McConnell.
Matthew Park. We're the owners of 1863 Wazee 6th Street.
No additional information, other than what Amy had presented, but would love to, understand if you have any additional questions as well.
The only other thing was, there are, two of the roof decks, that currently exist there. One with a structure that has an exit, very similar to ours. That is not necessarily, 15 feet from the roof as well, so, just stating that for precedent.
Thank you. Anything else or open it up for questions?
Unless Kyle has anything that he wants to add.
No, I think you guys and Amy, you guys hit all the key topics.
Great. Do we have any questions for the applicant this morning? Okay, wonderful. I don't see anyone else here in person. Is there anyone joining virtually who would like, from the public, who would like to speak on this project? If you are, please raise your hand on the Zoom so that Taylor can shift you over. No? Okay, we're not seeing any staff follow-up clarification. Wonderful. We'll open it up to deliberations. What does everybody think?
I think it looks great. I have to admit that I don't know that I feel the condition is necessary. I think it has a contemporary form and distinguishes itself from the building, and if some of that distinguishment is color as well, I just kind of don't know that I feel like that's something we need to.
I don't know that the condition is weighing in on color. I think it's just, we do have the guideline that things aren't overly reflective and shiny. And I think that that's what that condition is getting at. I'm not reading anything in that condition referencing color. And I would agree with that. I think it's just making sure that materials aren't glaring. Yeah. No polished chrome on the stair tower.
No Chrysler building on the top of it.
Exactly.
We do typically require a matte finish for those rooftop apprentices when they're clad in metal, so that's pretty typical. Point taken.
Any other thoughts?
I'm the same. I mean, I think the reduced setback, given that it's so diminutive in height, at 6'6", it's probably a more effective setback than something typical at 15, so seems good.
Seeing lots of nodding heads. Is someone
Yeah.
here to make a motion?
Sure.
I can make a motion.
I'm finding all of the words here. Okay. I move to approve application number 2024-COA-478 for rooftop deck improvements at 1863 Wazee Street per Principle 1, Policy 1.4, Guidelines 1.4.1, 1.4.2, and 1.4.3, Principle 8, Policy 8.1, and Guidelines 8.1.1 and 8.1.3 of the Design Guidelines for Lower Downtown Historic District. Presented testimony, submitted documentation, and information provided in the staff report, with the condition that all project materials are required to have a matte, non-reflective finish.
Great, thank you, Nick. Do we have a second? Amy? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, congratulations, your motion passes. Just please follow up with the final materials with staff.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that closes our design review today. Do we have business or discussion items today?
No business item, and I personally don't have a discussion item, but I believe John.
Yeah, I have a discussion. So this will be my last meeting. We've made the decision to move home to New Zealand. So after a long time here. So yeah, we're sort of in the process of getting through all that. I'll obviously no longer be here unless it's a long Zoom call.
Well, yeah, 18 hours different or whatever that.
Can't do that.
So I just wanted to say thanks to everybody and to the staff. It's been a great experience being part of this.
Congratulations.
And yeah, just wanted to let everybody know.
Thank you so much, John. We will miss you.
Yeah, thanks.
So John is at the start of his second term, but the new mayor has determined that when new commissioners are appointed, their term just starts over, so we'll have a fresh new commissioner when that happens.
Wonderful. Oh, we'll be sad to see you go, Joe, but I'm sure it'll be great for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, if there's no further business items or discussion items today, I will close the meeting at 8:46. Might be a record. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this morning.
So has anybody been to